Going back to the committee as a whole, as someone who watches it, whenever you have a hearing once a month or so, it always
Oh,
seems
I'm so sorry for you if you're doing that.
that's okay. That's okay. It seems like the committee is more often than not clashing with Democrats and Republicans alike, pointing fingers at one another. So I'm just
Yeah.
curious for you, why did you request to serve on the committee as the ranking member? Where the House Democrat leadership's like, yes, we know Rep. Plaskett can take it. And what is it just like being there in the room? Is it actually as contentious as it is for a viewer?
Well, I'm really just so proud of the leadership of the Democratic caucus, led by my very good friend and colleague Hakeem Jeffries, with Clark, as well as Pete Aguilar. This is a group that looks like America, that represents the American people. And knowing that they were going to be in leadership, I told them, put me where you need to put me on the field, coach, so that I can be of best use and service to the caucus. And, I was honored when Leader Jeffries asked me to lead as the ranking member. I'm particularly honored because if you notice on most sides of the Democrats, when we have committees, the person who is usually the ranking or the chair is usually the most senior member. And I'm not the most senior member on the committee. There are five other members who have more seniority than me, but we've really coalesced as a team. I think that we work very well together. We try to support each other. And I think probably my being the ranking is maybe because I can take fighting a little bit more than the others. I may be a little quicker on the draw with it than some of the others. We have some brilliant attorneys, brilliant legislators that are on that committee. But I really take it as a point of personal pride to be the one who engages more of the argumentative back and forth than my other colleagues on the committee. Telling them, let's stick to the facts, let's stick to the truth. Don't be baited by them. If there's procedural issues, if they're really out of line, I'm going to say something. I'm going to check the chair. I'm going to check the witnesses, but really just allowing us all to be truth tellers. And it's frustrating because came to Congress in a time where Republicans and Democrats actually worked together. I mean, it wasn't wonderful. It wasn't like maybe the 40s or the 60s or something like that. But there were members that you could not just work on legislation with, but share a meal with. And you're seeing that less and less occurring. Committees that used to be bipartisan, such as Agriculture Committee or committees like Armed Services, or committees like Transportation and Infrastructure, have themselves also become very partisan in nature, along with oversight, which I've been a member of previously, in judiciary, going way into battleground mode.
Is there any common ground at all within this committee? Any room for bipartisanship? And how has it been working with Chairman Jordan? Is this a conversation that you've had with him that there needs to be more common ground and ways for you to work together?
Sure, at the beginning of my appointment, I sent him a letter suggesting some areas that potentially we could work together on. Additionally, asking that we meet periodically to have those discussions. We had one meeting, and they didn't occur after that. And none of the suggestions that I've made have actually occurred. Even in some of the more contentious committees, you would see that the chair would just be gracious and give at least one hearing to the topic, or allow even some kind of amalgamation of a topic that the other side wanted to be a part of the conversation. And that has absolutely not occurred in this. And so Jim Jordan and I are on the same hallway. Our offices are on the same hallway. And so we see each other often, and remain very cordial with him when I see him in the hallways. Say hello to all of his staff as they come in and out. I know they're doing their job, but it's very disappointing that it's not a committee where there are topics that we can work on together, and not even sharing information. courtesies of letting us know who are going to be witnesses well ahead of time, sharing transcripts, sharing videos of interviews. None of those things happen in a manner that they used to happen on committees. And I don't know if you saw, not in this hearing today, but in a previous one, even allowing evidence or reports or letters to be put into the record, not made public, but put into the record, have not been allowed by the Republicans, which even a Republican member has says was absolutely unheard of in his 20-something years in Congress.
Right. I